Here's the thing. If you know nothing about politics and you watch those videos that now the White House is trying to say manipulation, if you watch those videos and you don't know anything about politics, you can't fake that. You can't unsee that. You can't. You're right. These are not lying eyes. Yeah. A video is not lying. He's not dancing and he's being pulled off. So here's the thing: when you're choosing between the two presidents, this is going to be a factor. Yeah. It just is.
So that is Fox News apparently being forced to respond to the fact that there's now a pattern that cannot be denied. The right is taking videos of Joe Biden, they're selectively editing it, leaving out the necessary context that would undercut the narrative they're trying to spread, and then they're putting it out there to go viral. And Fox and Friends acknowledges that that's what's happening, and they're just saying, well, it doesn't matter, it's gonna be effective. Well, yeah, no, I think we all get that that's why the right is doing it, but it's inherently dishonest. And I would argue unnecessary. And that's a point that we will return to in just a moment. But let me show you some of the other examples. They went to a few on Fox and Friends. We had this was with Barack Obama supposedly having to lead Joe Biden off of a stage. That's not what the video actually shows, which is why they didn't show you the full video online. This one is, I think this is where he was supposedly sitting where there wasn't a seat, except there was a seat. So they cut off the part where he actually sat. We have this one where, as Ainsley Earhardt says, he didn't dance, which is obviously an unacceptable sin. You have to dance or else you can't be president. We all understand that. That's why I'm not running. But anyway, it's become a big pattern. And look, we're gonna get into more of this and Karine Jean-Pierre being roped in or whatever. But here's why I think it's so utterly dishonest. If it's seeing is believing, and once you see it, you can't unsee it, all the stuff that Ainsley was saying, then why do they have to edit it? If Biden going to sit and then not sitting and then sitting is true and terrible, then why do they cut him sitting? Why do they do it the same way every time, Fox and Friends? You know that, they know that.
The video will continue in just a moment, but first I have a message for you. TYT needs your help. Membership is vital to survival, so please go to tyt.com/team and become a member today.
The unnecessary part is, like, their thing is, well, but he's awkward. He didn't dance. He sometimes has a blankish look on his face, and he looks old and he looks slow. Yes, he does. Even in the videos that have the context, you could be honest and get most of what you want on the right. You could put out a video of Joe Biden looking at a crowd and then walking away, and he looks kind of slow and he'd look kind of like an old man or whatever. You don't have to lie about it when the truth should be good enough. The truth should always be good enough, but it's not good enough for the right. They love the lie. Everything has to be exactly the way they want it to be. And honestly, I don't understand why Fox and Friends didn't just let it go by. Why make clear to your audience that you realize the game they're all in on, that they're collectively lying about this, especially when Joe Biden is giving you all the ammunition you need without you lying and potentially blowing the whole thing up in your face? Yaz, what do you make of it?
Okay, can I just say that I think it's nice that he did not dance, for the record. I don't need my politicians to dance. I respect him more for not dancing, and I really do not like when Trump dances. But Fox News is shamelessly taking advantage of the fact that no one knows what's real anymore. And that's a reality that's very much of their own making. They did this to us. This is what they've been working toward for years all along. If they can first convince people that what they know or see or believe isn't real, then the sky's the limit. They can do anything. And they're right. They know that their audience isn't very savvy or literate when it comes to these things. It can be tricky for the best of us to navigate this new world of media manipulation. And now there's AI just thrown into all of that, as if social media wasn't already bad enough. And I'm saying this as a millennial, right? And we are arguably the best equipped for dealing with the internet. We grew up with the internet. We understand its evolution and its more, I guess, analog origins better than maybe the Zoomers. And we didn't have to play catch up with it like the Boomers did, or even the Gen Xers to a certain extent. And even for millennials, it's very tricky trying to determine and decipher what the actual message is, what's being hidden from us, what is being manipulated in a way to get us to think or feel the way that, whoever's presenting it wants us to think or feel. And these Fox News viewers, they do not stand a chance in today's world of media, and Fox News obviously knows that.
Yeah. They know that the people watching they're not gonna go track down the actual video. They don't follow the people who post the real video.
They don't even click links.
No, not really. Look, and the ignorance is bad. That is true. But that's not the worst part of it. It's that they wouldn't care if they had the information. They don't want what they believe to reflect reality. They want it to make them feel warm and cozy. That's what Fox delivers. That's what these accounts on Twitter deliver. It gives them what they want. And that's the part that ultimately really sucks, I think, for our democracy. And I understand we're in this really weird election right now where a lot of the discourse is about which presidential candidate's brain is turning into tapioca pudding faster. And I understand that there are certainly people who will do a version of this for Trump or whatever. The convenient position that we're in is that we haven't had to do that. We don't have to selectively edit Donald Trump like mentally blundering his way through a rant about shark electrocutions. We could just play the full thing for you. When he's doing his weird head pivot-y thing where he realizes that he's about to fall off a cliff and then starts talking about something or forgets a doctor's name, we don't have to edit around that. We can play the full thing with context. And we also correct when we think that people have gotten things wrong, defending Eric Trump when we think people are misinterpreting a thing he said. Again, it's not pure when you acknowledge truth that isn't always exactly what you want. It's one of, like, again, people chasing after audiences and stuff like that, but it's the way that we operate. And it would be cool if a multi-billion-dollar media company had 1/10 the ethics of our little scrappy YouTube channel. Members make a difference here at TYT. You help make the show happen, and we see you in the chat with your loyalty badge. Click the join button to become a member today.